This is Biff from the section. You're watching Dave Bayne on the front row. Yeah.
I wanna feel your heartbeat racing face to face. It's so amazing the way you move your hips. You know there's no mistaking, girl. This ain't your first time, your first time. I wanna feel your heartbeat racing face to face. It's so amazing the way you move your hips. You know there's no mistaking, girl. This ain't your first time, your first time.
Hello and welcome again to another episode of The Front Row. We're doing something a little different tonight. We have Cindy Rodeo Steedle from the Rock of Love, so I guess that's our music connection, right, Cindy?
Oh yeah,
from
it is.
Rock of Love,
Oh yeah,
Brett
Poison.
Michaels show. But, you know, talking to her off camera, she's got a lot to talk about today. We're probably not even going to mention Brett Michaels, but I do have to ask you this before we get started.
Oh God.
You're such an interesting person. When you drink beer, is it Dos Equis?
Well, I do drink that. Yes,
Because,
I do.
you know, you've got all these different things going on. I think you could be the most interesting woman in the world.
Well, you never know. I'm over 40, so you never know.
Oh, come on.
You know
I'm
what
over
they-
I'm
what they-
over 42.
Well, you know what they say when women are in their 40s, they're in their prime.
This is true because, you know, my women that I know in their 40s are wearing me out. I just want to sleep.
Oh God, please. Come on now, you got to live life. Dang it.
Oh, I've lived a life. Trust me. Not as much as you have, though. But let's talk about it. You were on Rock of Love with Brett Michaels, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many seasons were you on?
Actually, I think I've been on maybe 12 or 13. Depends on, like, from Rock of Love, the first one, then the reality show, then they had the Rock of Love Girls, Where Are They Now, and then the I Love Money. No, I'm sorry, Rock of Love, the second one when they had me riding in on the horse, and then the Rock of Love bus, and then I interviewed the girls and eliminated some, and then I did the I Love Money, and then I did Charm School with Sharon Osbourne, then I did Rock of Love Girls, Where Are They Now? That was
She
in
has a
2000.
famous husband, right, Sharon?
Yes, Ozzy, is that it? I think that's his name.
His name Ozzy?
Yes, and you know what? I love her.
Yeah.
She is a rocking lady. I have the utmost respect for her. She's the reason why I actually started using Cindy Rodeo Steedle, because when I was on the Charm School, she said, Rodeo, I don't even know your name. I said, well, it's Cindy. And she said, always use Cindy Rodeo in front because you are going to be more than you are now. You got to keep pushing. You're better than any of these girls on Charm School. I said, well, you know.
Always plug yourself.
Well,
Always
yeah,
plug yourself.
that's
But
what
that's a great way to do it.
And so now I do, and I use Cindy Rodeo Steedle, and now Cindy Rodeo Imagine No Bullying.
Now, Cindy, I have to ask you, should I call you Cindy or Rodeo?
Call me Rodeo.
Or
I earned
Rodeo.
it. No. Some of my friends call me Rodeo. They do.
I have to ask you this question. We talked about all these different shows you've done, and you've done a lot of reality TV.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about becoming a Kardashian?
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Well, you know what? I have to be honest. You got to hand it to them because they keep their life right out there in the public eye. And Kim, she really has done a doozy with the wedding. And I've got to hand it to her. If you're really not into being with someone, you might as well go ahead and get out like she did. But you got to be ready before you get married to someone. You gotta love that person. You gotta communicate with that person. Obviously, they did not communicate their real true feelings before they walked down that aisle.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm ready because she's available now, and
Oh,
I'll
you
take
are?
her name. Because I want to be, my whole goal in life is to be a Kardashian.
You're real okay. So do you ever watch the shows?
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
Just a tad.
Yeah, whatever. I watch them. I mean, I've learned a lot from their fashion, and I think it's great. I mean, they have a lot of.
We'll have to discuss that off camera. I don't want to get sued about how great it is or not.
Okay. All right.
But you have done some interesting things. You've taken your reality career, and now you're doing a lot of things.
Yes,
But
a lot.
there's two that I really want to talk to you about, one of which is I'm
No,
not pointing at your breast, but pointing at your T-shirt.
Hey, I used to be a 44 double D. I've had them cut down.
The no bullying campaign that you're doing. Let's talk about that because you were telling me that's a passion project of yours.
Yes.
And when I found out you were doing that, it was very exciting for me to have you on because I myself as a child was bullied a lot. A lot of people don't believe that when I tell them, and this is why I have to look this way now so people won't mess with me. But I want to hear all about what you're doing with this Imagine No Bullying.
Wow.
And tell us about the website and all that stuff.
You were really bullied.
Yeah, absolutely. Several
What
times.
age group?
High school, before high school.
Really?
I remember having to go hide to eat lunch. I was getting bullied so bad. So it's actually something that it's important to me. I mean, even to this day, like I was telling you, I was a lawyer. I'll take cases just because I think somebody's being bullied because I'm so I can stick up for them. So let's hear about what you do.
Well, actually, just to go back to Sharon Osbourne, she is the reason why I started saying Cindy Rodeo in front of my name and in front of my trademark, because she said you need to do it. It'll carry you further in life with your career. So I was painting last year, actually in July, and I found a company that I was on a plane, and then I was on my way back from MARTA in Atlanta, coming right from a reality show that I was doing in New York.
You're from Atlanta, right?
Yes,
I don't
Georgia.
mean to digress.
No. But anyway, I was on MARTA train, and then this lady recognized me, and then the whole train recognized me, and she said, you sound like that girl from Rodeo. I said, well, from Rock 11, sorry. Yeah. I said, yes. She was from Beehive
We can call it from
Wholesalers.
Rodeo. It was your show.
Yeah. I manhandled that girl on the stairs.
Brett Michaels, who cares about him? It was your show.
He's a great guy, though. Anyway, but no, she recognized me. She's from Beehive Wholesalers, and they had the boots. And she said, "Do you like my boots?" And I wear Harley Davidson boots. I was the only girl on the Rock of Love. When he drove up on that Harley Davidson, I had my shoes on. I didn't have my shoes on. I had high heels on. He asked, "Does anyone have any Harley Davidson clothing here?" I said, "Well, I have my boots." I was the only woman there that had it, so we had something in common. But anyway, make a long story short, she recognized me and she said, "We make boots, we make rain boots." And then I noticed they had designs on them, and I said, "I'd love to help market your boots." Well, last year, they asked me to come down to the Mart, and I went down there and did a personal appearance, and then everybody, I was doing autograph signing, and then they said, "Cindy, can you help us, kind of promote the boot?" I said, "Sure." So I said, "Well, the only way I could do this if you would allow me to paint something to put on a boot." So I started painting, and I said, "Oh my God, let me do something for kids, because the bullying is so bad. I hear it every day, and I get stories sent into me every day on the Voice Within TV, which is a TV show that I am currently working on in development." And so the stories started coming in more and more, and then I sat down, I painted in watercolor, Imagine No Bullying, which is this, with more designs on it.
And we can buy this product, right?
Yes, you
we
can.
Go to your website, right?
We just uploaded. It's CindyRodeoCollection.com.
Okay.
And you can also find it under CindyRodeo.com.
But don't you have a NoBullying.com website?
Well, actually, it's Facebook, and it's Cindy Rodeo No Bullying Now.
Okay.
And that's on my Facebook.
Okay.
But this is 1995 right now. And I also have my jewelry. I just had that designed. It was sent in to me yesterday. Finally.
Can I take a look at it?
Yeah. And then my necklace. I have necklaces.
Yeah, and it's all like the shirt. Cool. And you do stuff where you actually go speak to kids, right? About bullying and stuff like that,
Yes,
too.
I do. And that's a part of my TV show, The Voice Within. It's a drama. I cover drama scenes. I help people face their fears and anything that they have going on in their life. I help them follow through with it, or to the very end, where I covered a story that a man had cancer. He found me, came up to me, and I did an interview with him. He said, "Please follow me, Rodeo, until I'm not here anymore. I want my daughters to know who I am, what I go through, and when he has to go through all the chemo." I said, "Sure." Well, I started following him last year on my show, and then, of course, unfortunately he passed away, and I could not finish his story. But I did get his daughters together that he had not seen. They had some things happen in their family. But anyway, I think I'm getting off track.
Yeah, a little bit, but we'll bring it back. So talk about what you do with the kids with the bullying.
Well, what I do.
Talk to them. They ask you what to do about bullies and stuff like that. What kind
Oh my God! When I'm on Skype and it's on my my Cindy Rodeo, and you can go down where people can schedule me and book me to go on Skype inside of schools. They can book me to do that. But when I'm on Skype and they're in an auditorium, they'll stand in line. They'll ask me questions about rodeo. Can you tell me how I can tell my friend that's telling my other friend you're fat?
Like Phil does to me.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he bullies me.
Where is Phil?
That's Phil. Yeah.
Well, that's what they say.
Can you talk to him to not call me fat anymore?
I'll tell him. Don't do that. But that's the number one question. Why? Can you tell me how to stop my friends from telling my friend to stop telling my friend he's fat, or taking my lunch? And there's a lot of children out there, and the families right now are hurting for income, and the other children that are not eating, they're coming into the schools and they're taking the children's food, because they don't have enough money in homes to take care of their families to eat. And this is the God's honest truth. These children are asking me, how can I keep children from taking my food? And so now I know that they're trying to raise more money, foundations that are raising money to bring food into the schools to feed these kids and
So
give
you
them
get
sack
involved
lunches.
with the fundraising part, and you'll go and talk to the schools?
Yes.
And is there a way we can contact you? Like, let's say my kid's school wants you to come in. How do I contact you to come?
It's on cindyrodeo.com.
Okay.
And they can scroll down and they will see they'll see no bullying, and they'll see where they can book me. And Jeff
that's great.
Beal, Jeff Beal is my manager, entertainment manager, and
Was that the gentleman I met earlier?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And his information is Jeff at hardline360.com.
Then we can contact him to have you come talk to us about bullying
or,
as well.
Yeah, or book rodeo and the number 1 at gmail.com.
You know, I have an idea about this anti-bullying thing for adults who were bullied. I think, you know, now that I'm bigger and I've lifted weights and I'm stronger, maybe you can help me find the guys that I bullied and I can kick their ass now. How about that?
You know something? yeah, whatever. I think they run.
It made me feel a lot better about myself.
You know,
what do you think?
My God, I would think they run. But you know something? I think that speaking of the bullying and everything that's happening right now, a lot of times when I grew up, and a lot of people don't know this about what happened to me when I was a little girl. I had a bad childhood, and my father was an alcoholic, and I've never said this on the air ever. My father beat me so badly as a child that no one knew until I was probably the 12th grade year. A person saw the bruises on me in the bathroom because my skin had split where he had beat me so bad. But my father would beat me a lot where he didn't even remember. And people say, Cindy, how did you not get into drugs? How did you not be mean and hateful to people? I said, well, you know what? I had a lot of faith, and I found ways to get to church, and I found ways to stay focused and try to be a good kid. You know, I did not go out and be mean to people because there's a lot of times I didn't have a lot of things.
So you're a spiritual person, you go to church, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of faith, and I don't think that it's right, and kids will make fun of other children because of their faith, their different faith, and they get bullied because of that. They get beatings because of that. But I had a bad childhood, and I never want to ever turn a child away when they say, okay, something's happening at my home, can you help me? I always direct them to a foundation that can help them speak out to get help, because a lot of times there's parents that are alcoholics and they cannot face that disease. They don't know how to.
That's terrible, because like the worst thing my parents ever did was like kill my buzz.
Well, no, well, whatever. But no, my dad used to beat
terrible.
my tail,
I'm
man.
trying to make light of a
I
serious
know.
situation.
But it was bad. It was bad, and that's a whole part of me trying to make something different with my imagination.
Well, I think that's awesome. I mean, like I told you off camera, I could sit here and talk about the no bullying thing with you all day, and I think that's great that you're doing that, because that's always been a thing of mine. Like, I try to do my little part, like I said, but nothing like what you're doing. I think that's awesome.
Well, can I say something?
Sure.
There's a lot of people out there, and there's some agencies that have said, okay, she's just going to be dust on a shelf. Well, I'm here to tell them that I'm not. I'm not about to be one of those reality stars that's going to say and sit and not do anything and continue to have someone tell me I'm going to be dust on a shelf, because I'm not that type of woman.
No, I can tell that from me in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That you're not that type.
I'm determined to make a difference, and I'm going to make a difference to help these kids, even adults that are being bullied out there, because there's a lot of children that are dying from being anorexic because their nerves are shot and they're starving themselves and they're not eating, and I want to help prevent a suicide.
And the other thing you're talking about, you know, like having a strong faith helped you.
Yeah, and you know something, the
Me,
boys,
I tried church, but you know, I'd get struck by lightning if I heard one. But you know, so
being struck by lightning is good luck, they say.
That's another show.
Being struck by lightning, they say, is good luck. I've been struck by lightning, and I have a scar on my hand, and so
Right.
I believe in that stuff.
Wow, well, have you really been struck
Yes, I
by
have.
lightning? Wow. Well, you got all these other things going on. You got your show that I think you do with your manager, The Glam Life, right?
Yes, The Glam Life.
And there's a website for that, right?
Yes, it's theglamlife.tv, and it actually shows people how to live life as luxury lifestyle. I mean, you could take $20 and actually go and have a nice dinner, or you can go.
Phil couldn't. He spends about $600 on a meal. Seriously, he goes out and spends $600 on a meal. Isn't that ridiculous?
Well,
maybe he should be on your show.
Is he single?
Yes.
Well, you know, I mean, but I show people how to live the luxury lifestyle when you don't even have a lot of money, and you can enjoy it. You know, that's what we do.
Cool. And then you've got you're doing the urban workout. I saw that.
Oh yeah, you know, and I'm so tired of people saying I can't go to the gym. It's too much money. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't need a gym. I'm letting people and I'm showing people how it's done outside of the world. You can use the bar.
And I watched that video. I saw you do that.
Yeah, you can use any bench out there. You got sidewalks. You got
and
stairs.
I need to talk to you about your triceps. I was watching it.
The dips.
Yeah, it's called full extension.
Oh, okay.
You're not working them hard. No.
Yeah, whatever. Come on, you flip. You flip on the bench and do the push-ups and everything. I mean, I'm not that bad.
I'm kidding with you. You probably kick my ass.
But the urban
You're gonna
workout,
bully me.
Yeah, I'll kick your ass. Oops. Gotta bleep that out. But no, my urban workout, it shows people how to work out outside, and you don't need a gym and waste your money on the gyms. You can use everything outside that everybody can work out on.
It's like what my father used to show me growing up. He's like, you don't need a gym. I could show you a million different exercises by just using a kitchen chair to build your arms and everything like that. And it's the same kind of stuff that you do on your urban workout that I noticed.
Oh my God, and also you can actually take a tire, and I flip tires, and you can tie a rope around them because it works my glutes, but you can tie a rope around that tire and you could pull it in sand or across the lawn and it'll build your back. And you could take a sledgehammer and hit the tractor tire, which will trim your waist. I mean, there's so many different ways to train.
That's what I need, to trim my waist.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways, and people call me a country girl. Yes, I am a country girl, but I can handle you. I mean, I can really hang, and I would love to get on The Biggest Loser. You know, I don't like that name. I like The Biggest Game, you know, the most game, because I like to inspire, and I don't like anything that says Biggest Loser on it, because it can bring someone down.
Right, yeah, I understand. Yeah. Another thing that you're doing that, you know, we're going over these things so quick was we don't have a lot of time, but another thing that I was really excited about is your Save Horses campaign. Let's talk about that, and where's your website and all about that.
Yeah, Save the Horses is savethehorses.org, and in 2010 when I did the Rock Love Girls, Where Are They Now, I met Cheryl Flanagan, and she is for rescue and retire horses, and it takes around $10,000 per month to run that place. And what I did the commercial there, included that in my life, and she said, Cindy, would you mind let me explain to you about the horses that come in here? I said, sure. I said, I've always wanted to have a baby, a colt for my child, my little boy. And she said, you know, one was just born. And it was born on my son's birthday. Well, a month before my son's birthday. And she gave that horse to me. I adopted the horse. Her name is Patience. She's a year old. And now I take care of the horse and I help her on the horse farm. And I'm not a type of woman that if I'm going to be a spokesperson, I don't want to collect.
Not going to be dust on the shelf.
There you go. I don't collect money. By God, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to help them collect money. I get in there and I clean the stalls. I get dirty, and I'm not.
You should start another website because you don't have enough that says nodustontheshelf.com.
Yeah, I know. These people need. One day they're going to say, "Oh my God, I can't believe I said that girl was going to be dust on the shelf." Wow.
Is that where you got that from? That phrase? Because somebody said that to you?
Yes.
Okay. So you have a website for the horses, right?
Yes.
What's the website?
It's savethehorses.org.
Okay.
And it's on mycindyrodeo.com. Everything is on there.
And what does somebody do? Like, what do they do about saving the horses?
Okay,
tell me about it.
Okay, every 2 weeks they have orientation where volunteers come in and we show them what they can do to volunteer to help feed the horses or help go with us. When we get a call, I don't care what time it is at night, or if a horse has fallen, they will call us with the fire department and we will go save a horse. We don't care what state it is in, they will call. And we got to find out, of course, to get in touch with the police department and different departments that are there before we go. But we get calls where people can't afford the horses anymore, and they lose their home and they leave their horses and they're tied to a tree, and they're starved, and that happens monthly. We get horses rolling in. And their horses are and we also take in other animals. It's not just horses. We take in goats. We take in pigs. We take in chickens. We take in everything else. And we find them good homes. And when if you were to adopt an animal, a horse, if you cannot afford to take care of that animal anymore, you bring that horse back, because that's called the retirement home. They'll live there for the rest of their lives, and we'll take care of them. you know, to the best of our ability.
So
But we-
you're like searching out like where animals are being treated cruelly, and you try to get in there, go in there, and it's like animal rescue.
Yes.
But with an emphasis on horses.
Yes, and plus I am against with the government passing that bill to feed Americans the horse meat. 2007, they took that bill away, and then they sent it to Canada, and then they started feeding the meat to the people in Canada. And the horse meat is so full of steroids that human beings cannot consume, which are not good for us. But now they're going to take it into the stores and feed it to us, and you can't have that. It's going to cause problems and birth defects. I really honestly believe that because it's doing it in Canada. And I'm against it. And I've already spoken to other networks and TV stations and down in Atlanta with CBS, and they've already been out there and interviewed us about it.
But you're not against horse racing, right?
No, I love horse racing. It's just I hate to see when they get hurt, but
Yeah,
I
well,
love
none of us
horse
like
races.
that, yeah.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful animals. We just adopted 2 race horses. One was 6 years old, and another one, Luke, is beautiful. He was a little clumsy on the track. We saved that horse from being slaughtered, and his sister also. She was a little bit too fast. I think she hurt her leg, and they were going to put her down. And we took her in. Now they're great.
Well, do you remember that horse? You may not remember the horse Barbaro a couple years back won the Kentucky Derby, then broke its leg,
Yes.
and they did everything they could to save the horse.
Yes.
That was my favorite horse. That was the horse that introduced me into horse racing.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, I still have pictures of that horse all around my house.
I love it.
And it was just they had a lot of people writing letters, and the owners really. It was more than just a racehorse to them. They kind of like what you do. They did everything they could to try and save that horse.
We owe the horses a lot of respect because if it wasn't for them, humans could not get around. We needed their backs to take us
Yeah.
around the country, and we owe them respect. They don't deserve to be killed and be fed to humans. They don't. And I'm going to start actually. We've already started with Save the Horses. Don't eat the meat, and
Cool.
that was 2 weeks ago when we started that.
Well, since this is a music show and we haven't
Oh,
really talked
sorry.
about music
Oh,
yet.
yeah, Driven Living. That's
we
why
have
I'm
to,
here in
we have to
Virginia.
move on. Tell
Yeah.
us today why you're here in Virginia. You're gonna plug Driven Living a little bit now.
Yeah, Driven Living is a great group, and I met them in 2010 when I went to see Brett. He had asked me to come up to North Carolina to see him, and Pete Evick. He's actually going to be here tonight.
Right, Pete, who's been on the show several times. As
Yeah,
people
he's
know.
a sweetheart. I
Yeah.
love him. I'm very close to him and Brett and all them. But Driven
Although
Living.
Pete and I are in a little bit of an argument right now.
Are you really? Why?
We don't agree on the new Van Halen album.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well.
I told him he's crazy that he thinks it's good, and I called him out publicly on Facebook.
Oh my! On Facebook? Don't do Facebook! No.
But I texted him later. I said, "Hey, I downloaded your new song and I like it, but I still think you're wrong about Van Halen. No hard feelings."
Well, I tell you what,
Yeah.
I love those guys. And Driven Living, I love Jason Watson and all the guys there, Danny, all of them. They are the reason why I'm here. I'm very close to him. He stood behind me when I went to New York, and he came up there when I was going through that reality show with Michael Lohan. He actually came up there and supported me.
This was Jason?
Jason and Danny, yeah.
Okay.
They came up there when all that crap was going on, and
Oh, okay.
and Lohan did all the cast members wrong, and he stood behind us. And he
Okay.
didn't want anything to happen, so he came up there and supported me, and he's been there for me and Jeff Bill, my manager, ever since. And anything that I can do for him, and I hope a lot of people will come out for his shows, because he's asked me to go on tour with them, and I said I'll go on tour as long as I can promote Cindy Rodeos and No Bullying, because he was bullied
What
as
you
a
gonna do
child.
tonight? What you gonna
That's
do
that's
tonight?
what I'm going to do tonight, and
Right.
he was actually bullied as well as a child, and this means a lot to him. And I feel that his music it says a lot about his life. Any music.
His music is very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very personal.
Yeah, it
Talks
is.
about personal experiences.
Right. Music is real, and it speaks about everyone's life. And even with Brett's music, it tells about his life and what he's been through, and even Pete's. But all the guys that are there tonight, I'm supporting, and they're 110% behind Cindy Rodeo's Imagine No Bullying, and I cannot wait, because I would
Great.
love to take it further with any other band that wants.
Do you have any other, which brings me to my next question, do you have anything else booked that we can promote right now where you're going to be, anything set that we can promote where you're going to be promoting a band or doing the No Bullying appearances, anything that we can tell the
Well,
people
actually,
that know?
only thing I'm working on right now is the glam life, and I'll be going in certain areas to
Okay.
California very soon, because people want to know about exotic cars, because I love hot cars and sexy cars.
Now, there's a mechanical bull where you're going to be at tonight, right?
Oh, I'll ride it.
You going to ride?
Oh, yes, I'll ride that thing hard.
You know, my mother watches this show.
You erased the race from my mouth. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, but it's
That's
true.
okay.
I like riding mechanical bulls.
You like riding things on?
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that. Oh my God. I'm embarrassed.
So, where's the best way to find you? It's cindyrodeo.com?
Yes, cindyrodeo.com.
And can we follow you on the Twitter?
Oh, yeah, Cindy Rodeo on Twitter, and then I'm on
The Facebook, because you just friended me the other day.
Right,
And I
that's
accepted
cool.
immediately.
Well, thank you, and that's cool, but I have Cindy Rodeo fans on Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on everything now, because I'm trying to push the Cindy Rodeo Imagine a Bullying.
Okay.
So.
Well, it looks like we're coming to the end of our time. We touched on so many topics. Is there anything you want to leave us with that we didn't hit on, or something you just want to emphasize other than Driven Livid before before we go?
Actually, yes. Everyone has a destiny, and within that destiny, everyone has a choice. And within those choices, we have the ability to either go with the good guys or the bad guys. And I choose to go with the good guys and say no more bullying, because everyone is. We can do this together to have a child not commit suicide. If we pull together as a team in America, we can stop this, or else slow it down to make a difference. Because I love our country and I really want to make a difference, and I need help from everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and thank you to all my fans.
Cindy, this has been great. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Your hands are warm, mine are cold.
I thought they were kind of cold. I hope to see you tonight. Hopefully to see you ride that bull. This is Dave Bayne, and you've been watching The Front Row, and I'm here with Cindy Rodeo. Look her up on the web. She's all over the place. Thanks for being on.
Oh, thank you.